Hello guys, welcome back to our video tutorial. I've not been so fine recently. I know you'll even catch it from my voice. But we are back and welcome back. Today what we are going to do is only practical. I'm going to give you guys a scenario. Um, Static route configuration. I've done my configuration on my packet tracer already. I've set all IP addresses, so I'm going to explain to you guys how you're going to set your IP addresses. Then from there we are good to go, and I'm going to start with static routing to make sure that all packets move from one one LAN to another LAN. Remote and local LANs are able to communicate. Then I will show you guys how to do default static route and why default static route. And I'm going to show you summary static route. The last time I showed you guys how to summarize, and I gave you an assignment. I think I had only one person that responded to that assignment. So I hope you guys are going to do that maybe today or tomorrow to submit your assignments before I will give you another assignment. We're gonna do floating static route. So in our current topology, I'll be adding another route so that you guys see how this happens. So I'm gonna explain all of them once from here. So now this is what we do. Okay guys, so this is our route, this is our network, and I think I'm gonna have to choose something a little bigger than that so that you guys can see. So this is one LAN. This LAN is represented on this router's interface here, FA0/0. That LAN right there is represented here, and this with the LAN network 192.168.2.0 is represented by this other interface, and you can see the IP address I put there. So the interface is FA0/1, and I give it 2.1, which is the first valid IP address. So the routers, the two routers, that is routers 1 and router 2 here, this is router 2 and this one is router 1. So they are going to share this public IP address. So router 1 has exit interface serial 000, and router 2 has exit interface serial 0002. So the IP address on the exit interface 001 000 of router 1 is 200.1, and the exit interface 000, so that serial 000 has an IP address of no, this one's supposed to be 200.2, sorry, not 200.1, because I'm repeating the same address. So 200.2. okay. Even on my packet trace that I'm gonna have to make those. So it's 200.2, and here is 200.1, and this other LAN also is a similar situation. 3.1 is part of a network that is on the LAN other side here, and this other one FA0/1 is representing another LAN. So I'm gonna have to scroll towards the right hand side so you guys can see here. So you can see those ones represent this other network, and this other network also is represented at this side. So what we want to do is that we're going to configure a static route, because without static routing or without a routing protocol, only router 1 will be able to communicate with this route. It can be able to communicate with devices on this LAN and devices on this other LAN only, and it will also communicate directly with router 2 here, because router 1 has linked to each of these networks directly. So that's why those networks are drilled in on the networks to router 1. So router 1 does not need any routing protocol to communicate to the 200.0 network, 1.0 network, and the 2.0 network. So router 1 at this moment does not need any routing. But for instance, let's take this as an example. Router 1 now wants to route traffic to here, to this side of the network. So because router 1 has another hop along the way, it has another router that will de-encapsulate and encapsulate the packet. So therefore router 1 has this network now 3.0 network as a remote network. So this network is completely remote to router 1. So this other network also, so you can look at my diagrams. So this other network 4, that's 192.168.4.0 network also is remote to router 1. So therefore we need to configure a routing protocol. Today's chapter is today's video is about static routing. So we have 4 different types of static routing. So I'm going to do all these 4 static routing scenarios for you here on the same topology. So if I do static routing, I check and I can see these routes, I will remove it, and then I do default static route, I will do summary static route. In that case, I am going to summarize these two. So for static route, it is good. Now for default static route, you do not with static route, the difference between static route and default static route is that with static route, the administrator knows the networks that are in the remote site. So with this one, with static route, you know the address here. That's why you're configuring static route, because it belongs to you. You know these networks, so they belong to your own network. But then fact of that, they are not directly connected to this router, so you can know about them because they are part of your network. But let's say, for instance, these networks are behind an ISP. You know, the ISP will not give you these addresses anyway. So ISP would say, no, we cannot give you these LANs because they also belong to other people. So therefore, we cannot. So in that case, these LANs here are a stop. Okay, so this router would be a stop to this other router. It will have only one entry and exit point, so it does not know the behind the scenes addresses here. So therefore, you're gonna configure a default static route where you would say match any source network to any destination network, just forward it to the next router. So that is exactly what you're gonna have. Any source network you don't know, any destination network you might not know, just forward it to the next router. He will know, or he may know, or if he doesn't, he will know another route that knows about it. So this is how it happens with default static route. Now with summary static route, it's also a static route that is you will know the destination networks. Obviously, you know the remote networks, but maybe you have multiple networks. Let's say, for instance, on this router you have another route network, so you have another network, you have another LAN here, you know, you have another LAN. So you have multiple LANs with IP addresses within the same network range. Let's say, for instance, within the same class C, class B, or class A. You do not need to advertise for each of these LANs. Maybe 4 of them here, you can combine them, or these 2, you can combine it into one network. You summarize it into one network, and then you forward the route to that. So in that case, this router will be able to communicate to each of these ones with only one static route statement instead of multiple static route statements. That's what this summary means. So I am going to do summary static route video. The other one is let me get rid of this one, because I think this whole thing is getting messed up. So I'm gonna have to remove this many stuff from there. Come on. Well, I want to get rid of all these things, but you know, yeah. I want to get rid of all these tags, but it's